came to Seattle, it was barely bigger than a small town. With the evergreen trees growing up, good rain coming down, it looked so innocent then. You'd never dreamed to take a glance at all those baby billionaires just waiting for their chance. Now a penny makes a nickel, makes a dime, makes a dollar, makes the kindergarten CEO wanna jump up and holler, turns a software magician with a fine and friendly face into a planetary predator with his fingers all over the place. We used to call it Seattle, jewel of the Puget Sound. We used to call it Seattle, now we call it Paul Allentown. Now Seattle was Duwamish, but that was Indian affairs, and so they turned him into a drinking fountain down at Pioneer Square. And the mountain was Tahoma, but that made their minds go blank, so they called it Rainier. And that became a bank, and the bank became a magnet for the money and the flash. And the mountain made of nature became a mountain made of cash. And the little baby billionaires broke out of their padded cells. And the little town got real big and everything went to hell. We used to call it Seattle, jewel of the Puget Sound. We used to call it Seattle, now we call it Paul Allentown. Paul Allen made his first millions in the Microsoft days. And then he multiplied those millions and he gave himself a raise. And he gazed out into the distance just as far as he could see. And everywhere he looked he saw an opportunity, and he waved his wallet like a scepter and a sword. He said there's nothing next to God that this wallet can't afford. And move over, Mr. Yesler, step aside and take a bow. My name is Paul Allen, this is my town now. We used to call it Seattle, jewel of the Puget Sound. We used to call it Seattle, now we call it Paul Allentown. You like sports? He'll build you a stadium or two. Yeah, and he'll do it with your money too. He owns Lake Union and the EMP. He owns half the city council, but he don't own me. You want to fondle your portfolio, you've come to the right place. You like high-rise, go get yourself a condo with a happy face, with a Starbucks in every corner, and your own cash machine. Now I know what they mean when they call it evergreen. We used to call it Seattle, jewel of the Puget Sound. We used to call it Seattle, now we call it Paul Allentown. Say Paul Allen plays a mean guitar, but I don't think that's right. I think that poor guitar is just angry because he ain't treating it right. Like some adolescent ego with his billfold overblown. He thinks he can just go out and buy himself a rock star of his own. Jimi Hendrix on his bended knees up on Broadway all in bronze. He still can't figure out what went wrong. Playing the Star-Spangled Banner in a blown-out purple haze. Now he lives in a digital museum and his fans are all half crazed. We used to call it Seattle, jewel of the Puget Sound. We used to call it Seattle, now we call it Paul Allentown. Big money likes to strut around just showing off its stuff, and we're all supposed to love it. We're not supposed to call this bluff. Just buy your ticket, take your chance, and keep your place in line, and maybe they'll throw you down a few crumbs from time to time. Well, they say the road to hell is paved with all the best intentions, hypnotized and dazzled by the latest slick inventions, like a deer in the headlights trying to catch a ride. Well, it can be a big surprise when you reach the other side. We used to call it Seattle, jewel of the Puget Sound. We used to call it Seattle, now we call it. We used to call it Seattle, jewel of the Puget Sound. We used to call it Seattle, now we call it Paul Allentown.